Good evening and welcome to another Gamestyle Live. I'm joined again by Steve and Andrew, and we have new high def Andrew who we can hear today. How are you doing, gents?
I'm fine. Yes, fantastic. Unless I wake up in the morning and find it's like 3 inches of snow outside, and then I'll be pretty much devastated because I hate snow. But other than that, at the minute, I'm tickety-boo. It's great.
Excellent.
Good. I'm dishevelled because I put out a request today because we need some new staff writers, and I was expecting one or two people to get back to us. This is a full-time job, really. I need to be paid for this.
Yeah.
I need to be paid for this so we're less corrupt, for a start.
No, corrupt. Corrupt, not corrupt. Yeah.
Corrupt.
Unless people have read the comments in the review, it doesn't matter. So.
No. And I've also realised that I'm probably going to be the last show I ever do because I might be in prison this time next week if I start playing the game I've just brought on to review.
Don't spoil it though.
We'll see you next week.
Don't spoil it. But I think you should just put up a review that says we can't review this game, and that's it.
If anyone wants to take it, I'm not going to spoil it because I'm going to have to review it because I've accepted it. Yeah. But yeah, it's coming out on the Vita. It's very Japanese. Google it when you're not in work or around people.
I like how it's very Japanese as a catch-all for massive pervy bit of gaming on my Vita.
But yeah, that's disgraceful. So, gents, let's start off with what have you been playing?
Andrew can go first because I'm interested to see if he actually plays games or he just talks about
them. This week I have been playing. I don't know how to pronounce it, which is always a good start.
Oh, great!
Secrets of Raitikon. Raitikon. Raetikon, I think.
Raitikon.
Which it's a lovely game. I think it's going to get slightly worse as it goes on, but for now it's just playing as a little bird flying around and picking stuff up and solving puzzles, and it's lovely.
Is it a PC game?
It is a PC game. It came out in about July last year. Gorgeous art style. That's why it got me playing it in the first place.
Okay. Actually looks lovely. I like the look of that. Yeah.
It looks great. So yeah, I've been playing that, and slightly more boringly, I've been carrying on playing Pro Evo, and I've got Diego Costa up front now, so we're all happy about
that. By the way, why are you talking about PC games, Andrew? We don't cover PC games.
Coming soon on Gamestyle.
Well, that's an exclusive.
The thing is, Andrew doesn't own any Nintendo consoles, so anything else that he's just massively irrelevant in every single way.
But no, Andrew is now relevant because we are going to start doing PC games. We found the point for Andrew.
For me to be on it.
I suppose it's try and make a swing in the north-south divide in favour of the north on this podcast. We actually, being the old man of Gamestyle, because that's your thing. You're not going to do PC stuff. It's going to be great.
I've already got one code already to do a preview of, which hopefully
looks lovely.
Tomorrow.
Very nice indeed. Yeah.
That does look lovely. Wolf. Well, I don't mind spoiling what we've got coming. Wolf, I keep wanting to say the Red Shoe Diaries, but I think that's my latest beta game that's getting in my head. The Red Hood Diaries, isn't it?
Did you spend a lot of time watching Channel 5 when you were a child, Bradley?
What, David Duchovny in the Red Shoe Diaries? No.
Never seen it. No idea what you're talking about.
Aspect of it.
But no, it looks it's the Red. Is it the Red Hood Diaries? Is it?
I believe that is right. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it looks absolutely wonderful, and I hope it comes to consoles.
Yes, it does look good. I will be giving it a spin tomorrow, and I think it comes out on March the 17th.
Something like that, yeah.
The full review will be along at then, so yeah.
But it's in early access at the moment. If anyone, after reading Andrew's review, wants to get it, it's in early access on Steam.
The first, I just googled it because I didn't have a chance to have a good look at it the other day. But the website's the first hit. It says The Red Hood Diaries, an unsugar-coated fairy tale platformer full of drama and dark twists. I like that. Yeah.
You need to find the Kickstarter for it and look at the concept art. You'll love that.
Yeah, I will. I just the glances that I've looked at it, it looks. I mean, I've said it before, but a very strong art aesthetic carries a game a long way with me. I mean, unless the game's absolutely dire, but the aesthetics carry. I mean, I even overlooked Bioshock Infinite's pretty mediocre combat just because the world and the art design was absolutely fantastic. So,
And
I mean, it wasn't
as well, which was lovely.
You what, sorry?
And the Beach Boys song as well, which was really why I was.
There was lots about there was lots about Bioshock. I don't get why it's so.
I enjoyed Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah.
It was not a great game, but it was a good experience.
It was overhyped.
It was one of those games that I'm really happy to have played.
Yeah.
But maybe didn't necessarily enjoy it that much at the time as an actual game.
Yeah, I mean, I want to buy the DLC, so I keep waiting for it to be on Steam on sale. Pardon me, but it's kind of like, I think it gets maligned a lot more than it should do. Just like the first Bioshock, because the first Bioshock was, from the people who made System Shock 2, and it's going to be this big thing, and it turned out to be an incredible world. All right, combat, but it was just really nicely built in terms of story and all that. But then people seem to have got a bit between the teeth about the whole series and decided to try and kick it down. And it doesn't help that reviews 10 out of 10 it, and it's nowhere near a 10 out of 10 game, but well.
Yeah, it's one of those that's really difficult to review, because if you review it as I think you should buy this game, I probably would say yes, 10 out of 10 you should buy it. But if I was reviewing it as a game that you will have fun with when it's edging towards a 6 or so. But then if you're reviewing it as how does it look, how does the world, it'd be back to a 10 again. So it's
I mean, I think you could say I think you could say it's a solid 7.
Yeah,
quantifiable number. It's a solid 7.
Everyone should play it though. But
I think I mean, just to make your own mind, either going, I really enjoyed that, or it was fucking wank. So.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? We're talking about something.
I think we were just talking about what I've played this week.
Oh, right, yeah.
I think we managed to get off topic on what
but I want to cover, obviously, the fairy tales thing. It seems to be a subject that's never really been covered properly in terms of, I'm trying to think of the right word, in terms of how the original fairy tales were. We've had a couple of really poor efforts. There was that fairy tale murderer simulator, whatever it was, that came out on the 360 era.
Hey?
It
was like fairy tale fighters or something like that.
God,
I remember that.
I forgot about that.
I played that really, really early as a preview.
God awful.
Ages before it came out, and I was like, don't release it. I was going to buy it. And they were like, well, we've got to do quite a lot of work on it now. I think we probably ought to. And I was like, oh, your mistake.
Good luck with that.
and I was right, which was
shock to everyone. But yeah, no, this wolf. I obviously I passed it on to you, Andrew, because I looked at it and just went, oh, that looks tempting. That really does look tempting. I'm hoping it's a success, because if it is, we might see others go down that route of trying to bring the original stories out. Especially maybe look at the Grimm stuff, the Grimm's brothers stuff.
Haven't the Grimm, I mean, going outside of games, haven't the Grimm stories only just been like properly translated and released, like in their original form? That was like the end of last year or something like that, wasn't it?
I don't know. Neil Gaiman's done rewrites of them.
No, I'm sure they were printed it's like there was a big deal because they were printed in their original form. God, how do you Google that kind of thing?
You go to Google.
Yeah, no, shut the.
Yeah, while we're talking about games, one that I've not actually got around to playing yet is the Wolf Amongst Us, but since that's based on Fables, and I love Fables, that's got to be good.
I'm waiting for that to go cheap on my Vita.
I've got it in a Steam sale.
I played the first episode because it was free on Xbox 360 when it came out. I think it was free, and it had the problems that all the other Telltale games had, in that it just felt clunky as shit. I got through the first half of the first episode of The Walking Dead, and it just frustrated me because like, I don't know. I know that the kind of more interactive novels, for want of a better description than anything else, but I just found it really frustrating to play as a game. So I don't know.
I must admit that's the thing, and again, I think it's why I preferred it. I've got it on the XBLA to start with, and I think I maybe bought the first 2 episodes. And I didn't feel like I was personally involved. I wasn't that drawn in playing it on the big screen. Got it on the Vita, and I think because I could stick my headphones on and just lose myself to it, like almost like having a book close to you and reading it. It was almost like that, and it really sort of drew me in a lot more. And I want to do that with The Wolf Among Us. I don't think they're big screen experiences for me.
No, I mean I think it works quite well on PC in that generally people have a smaller screen and they are closer to it, and also the mouse allows for a not the disjointedness that a pad gives in them kind of games. And so
I played Walking Dead on PC, and yeah, it was fine. I could see why it's not going to be great with controllers. It seems like a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah. I've got the first Walking Dead, all of it, but I only played it a bit. But yeah, I mean, Fables. I enjoyed the Fables comic, but it was one of them that's because it's ongoing. I sold all my TPBs because I couldn't keep up with the just the stories going on and on and on. Although
I've got up to issue 100, I think, and yeah, I've kind of left it there. But
is that with the wooden army?
It's just after the war. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I stopped reading, because it kind of seemed to lose steam after that, because Bigby leaves Fabletown and Snow goes up to the farm and stuff, doesn't she? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Spoilers. So
I don't know, maybe it was a bit after that, but yeah, those aren't really spoilers. Don't worry, listeners.
I'm being an arsehole. It's fine. Comics? No. Games. Games. Yeah, games.
That's what we.
Yeah, we're not called Comic Style. Although that's a spin-off. That's a spin-off we could do.
Oh god, I can't keep up with that shit. You what?
Okay, so what else has other people been playing? As we've done me, what have you been playing this week, Steve?
What haven't I been playing? Actually, no, it's complete bollocks. I've been trying to play. I'm trying to use this year to catch up with my Nintendo back catalogue, because I look at my pile of shame and I go, I can't play all this shit. I've got far too many games to play. So I thought I'd concentrate on one console or one set of consoles, like the Wii U and the 3DS. So, and try not to buy anything, which has totally gone to tits naturally. And so I finished Bayonetta. I then tried to finish Shovel Knight, and I got about 3/4 of the way through it, and a guy on Facebook said that the last bit of the game goes to boss rush. So, to be frank, it can fuck off, because I ain't going through that. And so I moved on to Hyrule Warriors, which is wonderful because it is my first Musu. And it's incredibly cathartic, and the adventure mode's really good, although I am absolutely terrible at it, because I've got a couple of levels where you've got to get an A rank to move on, and I can't do it because I suck. Or Zelda sucks, one or the other. So I'm playing Hyrule Warriors, and then I found a cheap Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which broke my rule of not buying anything, and I bought it. And I'm playing it, and I'm starting it, and I'm going, this is Donkey Kong. It's polished as hell. It's nice. I can see. Oh look, it's this third level, and I've got 26 lives. I wonder why I've got 20. Oh look, I'm dying constantly because. And so then I'm kind of playing it. I went, right, okay, not playing it, frustrated. And then about 20 minutes later, I'm going, I want to play Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, so I'm back into it. Oh, I've got 46 lives. It's 2 levels later. I'm like, and so I've been playing it, and I'm like, my other half will be in kitchen or something, and I'm going, oh, you're kidding me, you sack of crap, and shouting at TV, and she's like, what are you doing? I'm playing Donkey Kong. Well, stop playing it then. But I'm enjoying it. Why should I stop playing it? I'm enjoying it.
I remember that with Trials.
Trials. Trials Fusion was the one on the Xbox One, wasn't it, and the PS4?
Yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah.
Devolve.
Trials HD and Trials Evolution.
Yeah, they were great. Got Trials Fusion on the Xbox One. It was terrible. It was absolutely awful. They broke it.
They added too many aesthetics to it.
Yeah, it didn't. It just they added a shitload of stuff to it that it didn't need adding to.
Yeah.
And it became it just I'm oh now.
No, we won't go on to that. But those
No.
original ones, they were games that I would swear at, and constantly
Yeah.
I'll be, I'm not doing this, and my miss would turn around and go, stop playing. I mean, but it's fun. I'm having fun.
Yes, I'm enjoying this. You don't understand.
I
But
don't do that at all. I never get massively angry at games, except
I never accept.
Except Pro Evo. That makes me livid. If I miss a chance from 5 yards that really should have gone in, I will smack the hell out of whatever is nearby me.
Which is why he's gone through 4 wives.
But it's it's actual annoying games like Super Meat Boy. It's that got to the point of being annoying, but it didn't.
I don't mind games where I'm well aware that the fault is with my cack-handedness. If I'm terrible at the game, that's fine. But if the game is deliberately throwing obstructions at me, this was the thing with Shovel Knight, because Shovel Knight at first seems really unfair, but then you go, oh right, okay, so if I hit this enemy on the head, then it acts in this way, and I move in this way, and I fall off this. So then you kind of scoop that into your how you play. But and with Meat Boy, it's like, right, there's the inertia. That's how he runs. That's how fast he runs. It's up to you to figure out how to get through this bit, and that's great. But when games deliberately just try and trip you up by being difficult and obtuse, that's when it starts getting no fun. And I have to, like I said, Shovel Knight. It's like if I don't want to play anymore because I don't want a boss rush. The bosses are like the least fun part of the game.
I always hate bosses. I can't think of any game where I've gone, ooh, a boss. That'd be good times. No,
good times. No. Good. Oh man, it's a boss. Oh, good times. No, it's
just from the very first games that I was playing. I just hate bosses. It's just.
I can see why. I've never found a boss. I mean, my memory is atrocious, so I've probably had bosses where I've wanted to put my TV through the window. But they don't seem to be a massive. I mean, they're still there. They're just not a big occurrence. You kind of go through them. You just plow through them, like because the rest of the game is built up to be these days an event in itself rather than everything building up to a boss. So.
What? Oh, the last Splinter Cell, I think, that ended on a boss battle. That was awful.
Blacklist.
Yeah, I think.
I need to finish that actually. I enjoyed what I played of that. That was really good.
Yeah,
but yeah, who needs a boss? Who needs a boss in Splinter Cell? What's the point? If you do have a boss in Splinter Cell,
sneaking around and then pop out and get them, and then go back and sneak around and pop out and get them.
See, if you need some kind of big bad boss in an adventure game, story-driven game, clearly the easiest way to have that final boss at the end is just a quick QTE. That surely makes everyone happy. Nice quick time event to finish the boss.
I just like to have a difficult level and then the credits. That's what I would like in every single game. Just
the only bosses I've actually really enjoyed recently in a game, and because it's a kind of it's coming and it's building to that in a way that works. And I know you both dislike the game, but the way it happens is Binding of Isaac. The way you get to Mom and then you sort of progress through that afterwards, it is integral to the game, but nothing changes as to how you play the game to do it. You're still taking the bosses on in the same way you would take on other characters, based on what you've built up going to that point.
Yeah, no, I
don't
You're
know.
wrong. You're both wrong.
Sorry. That was northern.
We're just trying to be polite. I mean, basically, I don't want to say a game's shit when it's not shit. I just didn't get on with Binding of Isaac.
That's fine.
I get it. I didn't understand it. I mean, I understand, because it might sound like I'm wrong, but I understand what you were supposed to do. I just didn't understand where the fun was in it, that's all.
Well, the problem is, Steve, right, you didn't get paid to review the game, and you're corrupt.
No.
You're corrupt.
There was the corrupt, so there was no payment in it, so fuck them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway,
what review? What is that game actually called? If we're going to keep referring to it, we really ought to tell people.
Hyperdimension
Neptunia Rebirth 2 something something.
Yes, go to Gamestyle, read that review because it's brilliant, and then read the comments because
and despair for humanity.
It's good.
I don't want to get too deep into this because I have ridiculous. No, in fact, they're not ridiculous. They're perfectly balanced and well-judged opinions on certain subsections. I'm being very careful. Shut up. On certain subsections of the gaming community that have a vested interest in certain series, be it anime or a video game, and some of them are entirely unreasonable people, and they're deeply unpleasant as well. And that's all I'm going to say on it, because if I say any more, then anyway. So I've also been playing.
Smooth.
I've been playing Destiny again, and I hate myself again because I can't stop playing the fucking thing. It's just mindless. I just shoot stuff and I do bounties and I get XP and I'm trying to get all three characters. I've got a 27, a 25, and a 26. And none of them have got up to 30 yet. And I'm like, I don't like this game. I'm not enjoying this game. But I am enjoying this game because it's grind. Because I'm getting numbers that go up the screen and I get stuff at the end of it. And oh, look, it's loot. Oh, it's not loot as good as I'm playing. Oh, and I
Bungie are basically heroin dealers, aren't they? You know you shouldn't be doing it, but
the thing about it is that the combat's super fun. The combat is fantastic. It's just Halo squared. It's brilliant, right? The combat is actually great, and it is an MMO for the console generation folk type thing. So you've not got any of the depth of Guild Wars or WoW or any of them you want to mention that are on the PC, but it's got all the things that make those great condensed into a very small Tupperware box that you keep in the fridge and get out and scoff your face on it for an hour and then put it back in the fridge, and then when you go back it's filled with this greasy awful goodness that you take out and scoff yourself again. It's just awful and brilliant in this. I've got massive issues with the game and yet there I am going, I'm just shooting people. And Minecraft. So that's pretty much me. What are you playing, Brad?
Halo.
Oh, you're doing the Master Chief Collection, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I've not got issues with the multiplayer because we're not playing the multiplayer.
That's because you suck at it.
That will be true when I take it on, yes. No, me and my son are working our way through the entire Master Chief Collection single-player experience in the lead up to Halo 5 Guardians. I've just finished Halo 1 again, just started Halo 2. And I tell you what, Halo 1, I forgot how good that is, how good of an experience that actually is. It's just pure, there's things in front of you, shoot it. You can, it's a lot more linear than, say, something like Doom or things like that was, but it's still open enough that you can take different approaches to things. AI is really intelligent for a game that old as well.
This is the thing. The big thing about it that a lot of people say, and you can see it, is that the AI hasn't really been equaled. Never mind topped. It's never really been equaled. Again, Destiny comes close to it, but they're not as adaptive. Because they always spawn in the same place. I mean, Halo 1's something pretty special.
Yeah, well, there's a point I noticed, and what was really interesting was I was following one of the grunts because he was running away from me. They're the little ones, the grunts, aren't they? I'm not very good at the lore, the little tiny ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was following one of them, and they're doing that little run away bit, and as I've got round the corner, one of the elites, I think it was, basically popped around the corner and started shooting at me. So I then turned to start shooting him, and the grunters then turned around and started shooting me as well. I just thought, hang on, I've just been... They've just literally tracked me in that. It's stuff I didn't notice all those years ago that I've noticed now. And I was just really, really impressed. And my son's playing through it at the same time, and he's very nearly at the end. I think he's going to struggle with the last level, because it then decides to introduce. I think it's the only bullshit bit about Halo where it introduces you need to do this, 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 and this to get to do this and then finish it. I'm not a big fan of that, but it's still better than a lot of other bits. But I think he's going to struggle with that. But apart from that, he's kind of worked his way through it all on his own. He's clocked 25 hours on the thing, and he's not quite at the end of Halo 1. But he's 8. I don't expect him to be clocking it in like 5.5 hours doing speed runs on his first time.
You see, the problem I've got with children playing games, not any children, I don't like to walk around people's houses and look through the window and go, "You're playing it wrong." No, it's like when I'm playing with my nephews, which I don't do anymore. Because when I go down to the house and they're both on the Xbox 360 playing Minecraft, and they basically, one of them's a bit older now, but they basically try to break the game, and they want to see the game. And obviously when you grow up, you lose that, and so you kind of go, I've got to go from A to B, and this is how I'm going to do it, and I get there and I do that, and then I move on to the next bit, and I'm going to go to A to B again. But children are wonderfully awful in just trying to wreck the game. It's amazing.
Well, Lucas has done it. There's a couple of levels where I've got past him, and I know where he's got to go on this level. And I'm going, where are you going? I'm going over there. Why? Why not? Well, you've got to go that way. That's the way you've got to go. That's going to take you forward. But I'm looking at this. But no, that's not how you do it. You've got to go over there. And he's just going, but why not? Look at all this. And he's literally going, look, I can go and look at all this. And then he turned around and went, where's the photo mode? I could take photos of this. That looks pretty. Yeah. And you're sitting there going, I miss that childlike wonder of video games.
Known. Yeah.
I've got through it in about 8-9 hours, and it's like.
That's pretty good on Legendary.
I haven't played it on Legendary. I ain't got time for that.
It's like, well, Andrew's right, and you suck, and you're right in that. It's like when I was little and we used to go to Seaside and you'd get Outrun. It's like Outrun, everything's blue and there's sea and there's forest and it's amazing. And I'd shovel 10p's in to see it all again and again and again. And it's just, you're right. I miss that. It's like you kind of, games are so packed with stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could play something like GTA 5. GTA 5, which is deliberately a well-crafted game, and it's so filled with stuff, you could probably play that for hundreds and hundreds of hours, and then 400 or 500 hours down the line, you'll see something you've never seen before, something you haven't found.
But he does it with things like Driver San Francisco, the Need for Speed series, what's it called? Burnout Paradise he did, obviously open world. And he just drives around, not going fast, not completing challenges, just drives. Why? Yeah. Why not? Fair enough.
No,
it's like he's having fun, so that's what games are. And he has fun. And the fact that, and I think a lot of it is, as we get a certain age, we get cynical. And we look at things, and you go to forums where it's the worst. You go to a forum and it's the worst. It's this game is 28 frames per second. It should be 30 or 720. And then I'm sitting there and I'm playing my son. He doesn't give a flying rat's ass about frame rate.
No.
It's like, I'm going over here, I'm driving really, really fast, it's fun. And I get that, because he's doing that, I'm getting that. And I'm like, do you know what, I'm really looking forward to playing this, because he's going to enjoy it. But it does get frustrating, he's playing Titanfall at the moment. I'm going to write an article about all this, kids and gaming and stuff like that, so bear with me, don't call social services. But he's playing Titanfall. And he uses that same wonderment in Titanfall that he does in single-player games. So he's going through, and he's taken down a couple of Titans and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, I'm looking up, and he's just wandering around. What are you doing? I'm just looking over here.
Yeah. You see, the thing is now that makes him worse than Hitler.
Yeah.
Because it's a multiplayer game, and you should be shooting other people in the face. So you need to rein that shit in and tell him, you see that person over there? Shoot his tits in. Do it now. Stop looking at the scenery. That's fine. If you want to look at the scenery, go and watch it on YouTube. Otherwise, shoot people.
Yeah, but what I love, and I'm not going to go down this way because I don't want to ruin the article I'm going to write. But there's one thing I've always done with Lucas. Is obviously gaming's a huge passion of mine. I've been doing it for years and years and years, and I want him to share in that. And I'm not going to sit him down on his own when he was 3 and go, there you go, son, there's man on, off you go.
See, I'd like to see what kids come up with in ways to dispatch people in games like Man Hunt.
Yeah, that'd be boss. But at the same time, I've always spoke to him. And it started when I caught him playing Grand Theft Auto, and I walked in and I was horrified. I'd come in from sort of like I had a lay-ins one Saturday, and company's playing Grand Theft Auto, like San Andreas or something. And what are you doing? I'm playing Grand Theft Auto, and I was horrified. I went, no, and then I watched him for a couple of seconds before I was getting there, and I just realised all he was doing was driving around San Andreas. He was stopping at the lights. He was finding parking places, stuff like that. So I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to discuss what he's playing. I'm not going to hold too much back. I'm not going to say at that point. It wasn't then sort of like when he got to a certain age, he's like, go on then, do you know what? Play Call of Duty. But he started inquiring about it because he's got older friends because of his hockey, and it becomes very difficult to then keep them from that. So I discussed with him, what happens if you do this in real life? And he understands. And what is this? Is this real life? No, it's a game, Dad. And stuff like that. And as well, a lot of what my article's going to be about with regards to all this is getting involved with your kids, making sure they can enjoy this sort of stuff, if they can appreciate the difference between reality and what's fake. And I mean, Lucas, you've met him, Steve. He's not your typical 8-year-old. He's a bit differently wired.
He's lively.
Yeah. And he's too intelligent for my liking as well. He conned me out of 200 quid while he was in Sheffield.
How did you manage that?
Because of you.
What did you mean? Oh, wow, that was my fault, thanks.
No, we had that. We was in the pub waiting for you, and he bet me, and I wasn't quite listening, I was talking to Johnny, he bet me £100 that you wouldn't be here in 2 minutes. I went, yeah, okay, go on then. And sort of later on, she went, what? Well, what? Do you realise we just bet him? And I went, what? You've just bet him £100 that Steve won't be here in 2 minutes. He's on his way. You literally, about 30 seconds after the 2 minutes have passed, turned up. So I owed him 200 quid. I owed him £100, owed him £100. And I turned around and went, do you know what? If you get hardest worker at your hockey camp the next day, I'll double it. Because I didn't think for life me was going to get it. He only goes and gets it. So I owed my son 200 quid.
It's all right. You can tell him that on average, to bring a child up to 18 years old, it costs about £150,000. You can take it off of that.
But yeah, I've got a whole article coming about kids and gaming, and as long as you're good, you can expose them to a bit more. And I played some vile crap when I was his age, and I'm fine-ish.
I don't think people give children enough credit. I mean, I'd never tell my sister how to raise my nephews. I'm not a dad. I'm not going to be a dad, but I wouldn't tell her how to raise my nephews. But I've always said kind of like, because I was the person to go to when they wanted to get them consoles and advice and stuff like that, I'd say, well, this is all right. I mean, it's like my youngest nephew's 10, and my sister about a year ago asked about Call of Duty, and I said, look, they've generally the later games have got 15s and 18s. They're pretty sanitized. There's some swearing. It's entirely up to you. But he's like, the thing is, he's not an idiot. A lot of children, in fact, most children aren't stupid, and it's like, I just find it a bit ridiculous that, I mean, you don't want to, but you don't want to say, oh, go and get that prostitute, and then you band her over the head once you've done it. You can get your money back. You don't want to say that, but it's like, my eldest nephew playing Saints Row 4. It's ridiculous. The sex scenes and the swearing, I'm like, well, he's going to know about that. He's got a PC. He's probably figured out what the free porn sites are, so whatever. But it's like,
Uncle Steve sent them to him.
No, he didn't. No, Julie, if you're watching this, no, he didn't. Brad's talking crap. But it's like, but Saints Row 4 is. It's just so preposterous. I don't see how you could see it as a bad thing. I just think people should give kids a lot more credit than they give them.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree. My article's going to go quite deep in whether it's going to be a 1-part or like a 20-part. I don't know. But I'm going to go quite deep into it. I've got quite a lot I want to sort of say on the matter. And I used to be that I'm not going to expose my kid to this. He's too young and stuff like that. But then I look back. I played Splatterhouse when I was, I don't know, I was not much older than the boy. I don't think when I played Splatterhouse.
How old were you both when you watched American Werewolf in London?
I saw that when that was out before I was born, I believe.
Oh
Um,
yeah, it's an early one, but you know it was on TV when you were about
yeah,
the right age.
yeah,
Was
I was
that
probably
one that
I
had
probably
a
watched it when I was about
ridiculous?
9 or 10. Yeah,
Was
Right?
that one
Okay.
that had a ridiculously sanitized ITV version?
They all had ridiculously sanitized EV. Do you know what? Blues Brothers was my favourite film, right? With Ghostbusters. It depends what day at week and phases at moon and all that. But it's like, for years, I didn't know that because I got it on video off my dad that he'd taped off at TV. I didn't realise that like a massive chunk of the film's missing because it's been edited for TV. I'm watching it on like DVD. I'm going, I don't remember any of this. And then
right.
I realised that I've been watching. Anyway, Andrew, yeah, it probably did, but when did you first see it?
I don't know. High school, definitely.
There you
But
go. You see, I mean, I'm pretty sure I was 7 or 8 when I first saw it, and it scared me shitless. It was terrifying. The
Nothing wrong
Nazi
with being scared.
zombies. What?
Nothing
The
wrong
Nazi.
with being scared.
No, they're in. But it's like Nazi zombies and that bit in the forest where she's in the bed, is in the bed and she pulls it in and you go like that. I lost my shit. It was
See, I
amazing.
was,
that's
I
going to be
was
such a
really
good
young.
sound effect for the podcast.
I was really young when I watched Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, my sister.
And it's still the only horror film that scares me because it's the only one that can get you in your dreams and could be real.
Yeah, that's it. My sister's 5 years older than me, so she thought it'd be hilarious to make me watch American Werewolf in London, Child's Play, Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, it's so yeah. She probably made me the person I am today. So you know, thanks.
But we're talking. Obviously, you mentioned sanitized TV cuts of films. I was really pretty surprised how much notice kids take. We've watched Airplane a couple of times on Netflix and only on DVD at one point. And obviously, there's the bit where they're translating the two black guys, and it ends up with them going at the end, shit.
Yeah, she.
And in the ITV cut of it, they removed that bit, only the last little bit. We
Yeah.
were sitting there watching it, and he turned around and went, "They didn't say the naughty word, Dad."
This is the thing. I mean, they do it. The thing is, they do it on TV programs. It's like I don't know. I don't know if they did it in this one, but it's like when you're watching Friends and you've seen it 18 trillion times, and then because it's on before like 6:30 or whatever, they've cut one word out and stuff, and you're like, why would you do that? At what point?
But you
does
know,
it make
it gets jarring, doesn't it? It's really jarring.
Anyway,
One
getting a bit-
thing that, from that, to actually get us back on topic, isn't it strange that there's never been sanitized versions of games?
I was thinking about this when Brad was saying it, and it's just basically it's too much effort. It's too much effort, and it would break the flow because because games are, even the open world games are a linear. You know, it's an interactive thing, and so because you have control over it, not linear, that's not what I meant, but because you've got control over something, it'd be far too jarring to break it up when something. I mean, they do it in certain things. Like last year's Wolfenstein, they removed, to get it released in Germany, they removed all reference to the Nazis and Hitler and everything.
Well, yeah, but they could do things like turn on characters jump out of the way when you drive the car towards them, turn off blood.
Unlike
All
Die
things
Hard
like
trilogy.
that. Yeah.
Trilogy
Yeah.
that was completely unlike the film where you could plough through the poor bastards in New York.
You've done that in the original Driver and stuff like that as well. But you know what? That became a meta game in itself, trying to break that game.
Yeah.
I will get them, and I never did.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure there's been a PC game that had that in it, and you could do like an ITV cut. I can't remember what it is though.
That'd be
I don't know,
brilliant.
it
That
seems
should be the
like
term
What, an ITV cut?
of a video
I've always
game. Yeah.
referred to it as. I don't know if it's a chef.
Melon.
but-
Aliens. I had Aliens on video for ages, and all the swearing was cut out.
RoboCop was amazing. That was
Oh.
just a different film, frankly.
That must have been a good
On
25 minute short.
On ITV, that was a 5-minute film. RoboCop
Yeah,
turns
it's
up,
like totally pointless.
loads missing, and then he's a hero.
There are different voice actors and stuff in it.
This
that
was it. They just
filling things in.
they poorly dubbed it. It's like
That has got to be the greatest job doing ITV cuts of films for ITV.
No.
But
No.
I was going to make.
I do think that they could actually do that. It seems.
That was what I going to ask. Like you say, Wolfenstein.
Duty and things.
Well, Steve said Wolfenstein was obviously it's edited to get it released in Germany. I can see why, but that is really, really insulting the intelligence of the entire German race.
Now, you see, I'm not going to go into any deeper into it simply because I don't know enough about the politics behind it. All I know is that it is a massive, massive no-no in Germany. That's all I know.
No, so, I get that, but at the same time, the people aren't stupid. They're going to look at Wolfenstein and Google it to see, you know, oh, what's this game like? Oh, right, okay, this is the game.
To be fair, they didn't. It's not like they did. They actually did it really, really well because they replaced all the swastikas with
lollipops.
With the W symbol. You know, with the W with the eagle, the actual logo.
Yeah.
They replaced them all with that, and they removed any different. So they re-recorded the dialogue that referenced the Reich and Hitler and all that kind of stuff. So it was all done. It wasn't a hack job by any stretch.
Oh, right, okay. Okay, so fair enough.
No, this is it. Because obviously, there's only two things. One, the Germans are really strict on violence and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Not just Nazis, but two, people just import it. They just buy it from fucking. It's like when I used to work in retail, we used to have this guy that came in periodically. He'd come over from Germany. He'd come up with a massive stack of fucking 18-rated games, stick them on counters. I'll have them, please. And he's got, you know, Duke Nukem, Bulletstorm, and all these. I mean, some of them are terrible. Left 4 Dead. If you sold Left 4 Dead on internet, you'd probably get twice. And you sent it to Germany, you get twice what you paid for it, because they can't get it over there. It's just it's buyer's market.
Yeah. Well, Australia is the same as well.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole other episode.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, we are getting a little bit, but that they did change it. I think last year they finally released an unedited Left 4 Dead 2. They passed it for certification because Left 4 Dead 2 was obscenely cut in Australia. Like, as soon as the bodies were killed, they fell on the floor and disappeared. There was no dismemberment, and there were all sorts of stuff removed from it. It'd be interesting to look it up because the amount of cuts they did to it were ridiculous.
So, am I going to assume that Soldier of Fortune never got released in Australia then?
99% sure it didn't. I mean, apart from the fact
I really quite enjoyed it.
Oh, shut up.
I quite enjoyed it.
Did you enjoy the 32 points of dismemberment on the body?
I did. Well, you know, the first 30. After that, it was kind of dragging on.
15-year-old self. My 15-year-old self loved doing that.
It was really satisfying guns. They went thump.
To be fair, the shotgun in Soldier of Fortune 2 was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. They were quite good games. They just sold quite oddly. It was one of those you didn't really want to tell people that you'd owned.
I did. I got friends round to come and watch me play. Hey, look at this! Look what I can do to this guy's face and arms and...
No.
I was young and I was silly and I like that sort of thing. But at the same time, I've never wanted to harm another human being.
I've wanted to harm plenty of human beings, but not because of video games.
No, okay, yeah, but I've never followed through on harming another person.
There we go. Fundamental, clarification.
Yeah,
no video games. I might have shot somebody by now.
I've had murderous thoughts, but I've not actually followed through on them.
In fact, we know that I've had murderous thoughts and not followed through on them because of video games, because I wrote an article about it when I was bullied at school. There you go.
Okay. That's pretty bleak.
No, it was. Have you not read that one? I'm sure you've read that one.
I must have done. I've got a terrible memory.
Might have been before your time, actually. I'll link you to it. Another time. But...
So, what? Actually, did we answer the question? So, Brad, what have you been playing? Oh, Master Chief Collection. That's right. Yeah, Halo. That's right.
Yeah. No. Don't ask me next week what I've been playing. Please do not ask me next week.
I'm asking you next week because I can't wait to hear about this. If it's half as funny as Johnny's Dimension review, then it's going to be amazing.
Oh God!
Can't wait.
Okay,
right,
so what
news.
Are we talking about?
News. where we discuss the hot goings on in the world of video games.
Naffle. Nothing's happened really that's worth talking about.
Well, this is it. This is why we've done a what we've been playing episode, because there's nothing happening. It's like, shit's coming out, whatever. Is there any trade shows?
Ubisoft almost Ubisofted, but it turned out, yeah, okay. kind of in the right.
Yeah, basically, when it first cracked, we were like, Ubisoft are being dicks, and they went, no, that these games were bought through fraudulent means, and everyone went, oh, right.
Yeah.
And kind of shut up about it.
Yeah.
Fair play, Ubi. Fair play.
Apparently, they were.
My favourite thing about that story now it's all come out what it is that the people who were buying the copies of the games and using fake credit cards to do it were doing it from the Origin store. So it was basically EA saying, yeah, give us your money, Ubisoft can sort it out, it's fine. And kind of all credit to EA. It's just basically they've looked at a card and gone, this is just a piece of cardboard you've got here. This isn't a real credit card at all. Oh, you're buying a Ubisoft game. Carry on, sir.
Has EA done anything dickish in the last few days that have wanted to divert attention to Ubisoft?
EA have been super squeaky clean recently. It's sorry, I've just got from that. I've got visions of Lilu from fucking Fifth Element going multipass. Visa, MasterCard. So yeah, we kind of like when it first came out, we're all like, yeah, we can give Ubisoft a kick in because they've act like bell ends again, like they normally do. And then they went, no, they're just acting in their best interest because these keys were obtained through fraudulent means. I'm like, well, just take fun out of it, thanks.
Speaking of Ubisoft, in not really news, I think pretty much the two companies that we have picked on most are Nintendo and Ubisoft.
No, I'm not.
Nintendo was a one-off, and he wasn't picking on them.
It was a bit picking on them. And Metacritic has published its results of last year as to who are the best publishers, and everyone was happy to know that Nintendo were the best publisher this year. They had a 91 rated game with Super Smash Bros. And Bravely Default got 85 as well, which was their best new IP.
Yep.
And they got an average Metascore of a quite ridiculous 76.5 when you think about it. That's a very impressive score.
To be fair, if you were going, I have a thing about the scores, but if you were going on sheer quality of games from one publisher last year, Nintendo kicked everybody at bollocks. Absolutely everybody. They were just they released things. I mean, Nintendo do release things of ridiculous quality, but last year they were on fire. They put everything out. It was great.
Yeah, and to carry on from that, in the number 2 position, as was number 2 position last year, it was Ubisoft.
Ubisoft are a big number 2, though. Thank you. I thank you.
He's here all week.
You should be on stage with that shit. Jesus.
They managed to release Rayman Legends on 2 consoles that they'd not found before. Which got 91 and 90.
Did they like get the Necronomicon out and summon up the great old ones to find them 2 new formats to release Rayman Legends on?
So that massively dragged them up by average, I assume, because that was 91 and 90 for the PS4 and the Xbox One versions. But Child of Light was an honest 89.
Yeah, I like that.
An average
it's
of
not an indie.
4.1.
We know it's not an indie, Brad. We're aware.
Which some people knew it was published by Ubisoft. It's not an indie. Well, people stop calling it a bloody indie. And I like indies on the Vita, where I could play Child of Light.
But no, Ubisoft. I mean, I can't even find the words for it because you kind of want to say Ubisoft put out some good stuff, but they also put out, it's this weird equilibrium of they put out some quite incredible games for whatever reason, not necessarily the quality of the game, but they are incredible in one form, and they put some fucking detritus out. They put some awful stuff out, and they kind of balance out in this meta score of about 75%. It's ridiculous.
It's 74.1 to be precise.
Ah, not bad. That was close.
And third was EA, who were just EA and released Dragon Age. That did them a lot of good.
Dragon Age is incredible, but I just don't have the time for it.
No. That's on sale at the moment on Xbox, and I was tempted, but again, no, I've not got time.
Not unless you've got the time investment for it, I won't bother.
And then Sony kind of cheated like Ubisoft did in that they found another console to release The Last of Us on, which was their best game.
They had the highest. They had the highest average though, didn't they? It was like 95 or something. Not the
The Last
for a
of
single
Us.
game. For a single game, yeah.
Yeah, The Last of Us was 95. Square Enix released some games. The interesting thing about Square Enix,
They released some games.
They released things.
it was, it's Final Fantasies and stuff.
Oh, jeez.
Their best new original title was Murdered Soul Suspect on the PC, which got a Metacritic average of 59, which is their best original title.
Underrated.
I find Square Enix to be very, very peculiar. Especially seeing as they are notorious for tanking their games 2 or 3 weeks after they come out. So if a Square Enix game's coming out, don't buy it at launch, because you can guarantee 3 weeks down the line you'll be able to get it for a fraction of the price.
It's the Sega rule.
Yeah, Sega are always bad for
Sega, yep,
Sega
as well. Yep.
But I'm expecting him to have a good year this year with regards to that Life is Strange, because that just looks fantastic. Absolutely
First one's up
fantastic.
for pre-order on Steam because it's episodic, innit? It's £4, I think it is, which isn't bad at all.
No, I think you can get it for like £15 for the season pass.
Yeah.
But like Telltale games, you might as well just wait, because it will go on sale before the final episode's out anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
No.
That seems a very cruel thing to do to people that have bought it in advance, and then it's been reduced before they've got the content that they've actually paid for.
On the flip side of that, if you're willing to pay X for a product and you'll think you'll get X for a product, then stop fucking whinging about it. Otherwise, wait until like everybody else and buy it cheap. It's like when people say, "I'm not paying £45 for a console game." Don't then.
I know,
Wait
it's a bit different though, isn't it? When you've paid £45 for a console game, you can then play it from the start to the end, or you can just leave it on the side. Whereas that, you've played it as soon as you can possibly play it and got to the end, and it's been reduced before you then can play the rest of it. I don't like that at all. That seems very, very, very cynical, even by game standards.
I can see happening something like you end up paying. So use Telltale for example. They're clearly their business is episodic adventures.
Oh really? I've not noticed.
Yeah, they do one or two.
One or two. Yeah.
They're worse than Lego.
What? Sorry.
That was worse than Lego. I am waiting for the Lego Telltale crossover where the world will just explode.
If they did an extension of the Lego movie written by the people who did the Lego movie in conjunction with Telltale, I would literally shit my pants and throw my money at my PC until I could pre-order it. I swear to God.
Are we going to get to a point where we get games like that? Because I like episodic stuff. Life is Strange, I like the idea that you're basically playing what is essentially going to be a TV experience, but you're just playing it through. Walking Dead was like that. You're getting that Wolf Among Us, where you just go, I tell you what, you pay a monthly subscription for Telltale games, and we take you through a season, we take you through your second season, but you pay a monthly subscription, you get your Telltale games, off you go.
I don't think they release enough. I think that's the
Telltale do.
Problem. I don't know. I think for people to want to be interested in all the different things that they do, to want to do Minecraft and Borderlands and Walking Dead and Fables,
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I think that's a very strange person to want to do all of them. Whereas picking and choosing and just doing the ones that you want.
I think you're absolutely right, because it's like I've got interest in most of those things. But I've not got the desire to play all of those things.
Yeah, so, if you were paying a subscription, you'd want to feel that you were going to play them. Even if you actually didn't get around to it, you want to at least be able to convince yourself that you're going to play them.
You have to justify it, because Steam sale syndrome, innit? So,
but, to go back to Metacritic, just while I was on that.
Metacritic? What?
I'll tell you what, I'm starting that site, Metacritic.
Metacritic. Is that where we go around to people's houses and look at the electric and gas meters and water?
No, I'm thinking meat. We judge burgers and steaks and rate them.
No one's becoming a millionaire on this idea. No one's
we plod around city centres looking for traffic wardens, who used to be called meter, and then
we got Metacritic earlier. And the #1 mid-sized publisher. I don't know how they declare that.
Mid-sized? How did they quantify that?
Is Telltale Games, who
Which is
got an
bullshit.
average score of 79.7, even though they released 33 products. Which
Where
is
was Curve?
Include... What?
Where were Curve Digital?
Who were Curve?
They're behind stuff. They publish stuff like Thomas Was Alone, Stealth Inc. and stuff like that. Technically,
do you want me to go into my half scores of bullshit rant again? Because I don't think everybody else does. To be perfectly honest with you. No, I don't want to.
They're not on this.
no, but that's what gets me. That's why that list is bullshit.
Anyway.
Paradox was 77.7, and they released a bunch of cool stuff. I do like
Paradox released loads and loads of things. They do so much stuff.
They've only released 7 titles this year.
Really?
Where were Midas Interactive?
They didn't make it onto the
Happy
list.
Cats. What? Hey?
London Taxi.
I wonder why that's not come back for a sequel.
I played that in the video shop I worked in, and someone actually came in and wanted to rent it, and I think it's the only time I've ever said to people, just no.
Don't do it.
Don't waste your £3.
Don't waste your £3 and an hour of your time figuring out it's shit.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting list though. So go to that list.
It's worth looking through. Yeah, definitely.
The fact they can't Warner Brothers Interactive as a mid-sized publisher is slightly dubious as well, considering how much they spend on games.
The thing is with the Warner Brothers, what did Warner's release last year? As far as I can think, it was the Lego games and Shadow of Mordor, and that was it.
Actually, is it?
Yeah. That's why the mid-sized have released 2 franchises.
They've released 23 products, but I imagine
22 of them
are Lego.
It's going to be Lego on this year coming up. They've got Batman and Mortal Kombat and Dying Light and some extra bits for Shadow of Mordor, and basically 2014 was Lego on all the different formats. That's
on every format known to man, basically.
Lego the movie.
Fair play to them.
It's a license to print money. Apparently, Lego Batman 3 wasn't great, but
people are still playing that shit. So
they released Gauntlet as well. We all credit to them for releasing Gauntlet.
I'd completely forgotten about that. That had passed me completely by.
But Warner. I've got time for Warner. I've got. They seem to just know what they're good at, and that's what they're doing. That's fair. That's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I want to run a bit longer because I want to. I'm deeply cynical. I want to run a bit longer because I've still got 2 or 3 things that we need to talk about. So people are going to have to endure us for another 15 minutes.
Let's stay on track for 15 minutes.
Stay on track for 15. Let's see if we can do it. So. No, we won't be able to. The big thing this very evening in breaking news, Spotify and PlayStation Music thing. Now, I think that's absolutely massive. I think it's huge because it means it ain't coming to Xbox. Because it could be a timed exclusive. I don't know. There's only
it's very strange wording on that. They've not exclusively partnered with Spotify. Spotify is their exclusive partner.
Yes. Now,
so the only people that are supplying music is Spotify, rather than Spotify are only supplying music to Sony.
This is what I was wanted to, because you pick up on stuff like this. I just go, it's coming to PlayStation. It's got exclusive in it, kind of thing. And I don't know, I kind of go off on that tangent that people go on and just kind of selectively pick bits out of the press release. So I read it as it's exclusive to PlayStation, but of course that's not the case, Andrew.
No, the way they've worded it. It says they are exclusively getting music from Spotify, rather than Spotify are exclusively giving them music. So I think it's entirely possible it could still come on to Microsoft consoles based on that. Let's be honest, it's not going to go to Nintendo consoles.
But
we'll let that go.
This is how we do journalistic investigation. My main thought was that doesn't seem right because Sony have themselves a nice blue tinge to their logos and everything, whereas Spotify's got a nice green thing going on, and Microsoft have a nice green thing going on with the Xbox. So surely it should be better on the Xbox because the colours match.
What colours do you need to make green, Brad?
Yellow and blue.
This is great stuff. We've got people for an extra 15 minutes here.
Anyway, no.
Anyway, yes.
Spotify on consoles is great because the PlayStation music was shit, Xbox music was shit. They removed Last.fm from Xbox 360, and that was going shit. So being able to use my other half Spotify subscription on my PS4 is fantastic.
And she can't use it on the Xbox.
Nope.
She was angry, wasn't she, Steve?
A little bit. I wouldn't say angry. She was disappointed more than anything else. It's not like she picked up the microwave and tried to bludgeon me with it when I told her. So it's
not until Stephen starts around the kitchen going ha 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 ha
ha. So yeah. But
the other thing in actual journalism, following up, if you have already got a premium subscription, you can use it on the PS4 as well. You don't have to get a new subscription.
Yeah, you merge your accounts, don't you?
That to me just seems blatantly obvious.
Well,
it is, but it doesn't say it in the press release.
Mm.
It
should be a given though, because that would just be stupid to make people pay again for something they've already.
But they had to make people pay again for Music Unlimited, didn't they? That was an extra fee.
Yeah.
Even if you're a PS Plus, you had to pay an extra tenner for that. So.
Yeah, but no, that's a different service though to PS Plus.
No, but I know. You see, it should be part of PS Plus.
It should be. Yeah.
Because it's just one of them things where you go, I'm paying you £40 a year, I get these free games, but you kind of and play online, and they kind of it's just expectations, isn't it? People expect a low level of things.
That's why I expected a tiered PlayStation Plus to come out. One that was your basically free games, your online play, or even just your online play or whatever, and then build up to one that included video rentals and stuff like that, up to you pay £30 a month if you want to, and you get PlayStation Now, you get PlayStation Plus free games, you get online play, you get music, you get video rentals, you get the whole bloody lot. And I expected to do something like that, but they never did, which is a shame.
My favourite thing about PS Now is that if you read it wrongly, it says Peace Now. Which is genius.
You've got way too much time on your hands.
Next on the news list.
It's a little. It's only a little thing, but it's something that really, really surprised me. It was the announcement that the Elder Scrolls Online is in fact coming to PS4 and Xbox One, and it's going to be subs free. That absolutely. I totally, absolutely expected him to come out and say, Elder Scrolls Online is not going to come, we've canned it, and my kind of incredibly cynical view on it now is that they're going to bring it out, they're going to support it to the most cursory thing, and then they're going to can it and try and recoup some of the money they've invested in it for the past 6 years or whatever it's been.
I think I'm probably going to fall for it as well.
Yeah. No.
I think I probably want to have a look at that, and I think it might actually be quite well suited to a PS4 rather than a PC.
Well, okay, as someone who has never really showed an interest in an MMO in a traditional sense, had a passing interest in Skyrim but liked Fallout, why should I play the Elder Scrolls Online?
You shouldn't.
Right, okay,
no,
good.
Because you are if you've got a Venn diagram of MMO players and Skyrim players like that, you are somewhere over in fucking Russia, well away from that Venn diagram, because it's not for you at all. It's one of them things. Yeah, that's absolutely it. I mean, it'll sell. I think it'll sell fine. It'll probably be £45 because it's Bethesda and they are gouging fuckers. But it's one of them things where I think it'll do moderately all right, especially if they. I mean, the best thing about it is that, I mean, aside from it being sub-free now, so you pay your 40-odd quid or whatever, and you've got the game and in perpetuity for whatever, but you also have got a good year of tweaking and balancing and adding content and all that kind of stuff. So I think, I mean, me and my other half have said basically we're out of MMOs because we can't do it anymore. We just can't invest the time. But it wouldn't surprise me if one of us picked it up and then we both played it. You still need still need a gold and PS Plus subscription to play it online, to play it at all, obviously. So,
But it's not a free-to-play game, is it? So it doesn't come
no,
under there.
you see, they were very clever to avoid that wording, because some people say, "Oh, it's free to play." It's not free to play.
It's a full retail title.
Yes, it's for retail title. It's just not got a subscription model attached to it.
Yeah.
So that surprised me a bit. I just wanted to get that out of there because it's
Yeah, I'm going to try it. Do you know what? I probably will try it because I'm stupid.
Did you ever play Skyrim at all?
Yeah. I enjoyed Skyrim.
Did you put 140 hours into Skyrim like everybody else did at minimum?
No.
I've no idea how long I've put into Skyrim, but I've not finished the bastard, that's for certain.
No.
But I liked Fallout. Fallout was great.
Oh man, I wish Bethesda would just get off their arse and just announce Fallout 4. Proper Fallout 4.
What about Fallout
Online? That will be
Online?
announced this year. I'm going to go on the record and say that will be announced this year.
The thing is, it's one of them games you could say every year, "Oh, it'll be announced this year, it'll be announced this year." I mean, well, Fallout Online, I don't care. I would just want Fallout 3, for all its faults, which are many, is one of the defining games of the Xbox 360 PS3 generation.
One of the best first-person shooters I've ever played.
Hey!
Call back.
Well done. And to find out what that joke means, you'll need to subscribe to us and listen back.
Which you can now
Subscribe on
subscribe
iTunes
to us
and
on
the link.
iTunes. Subscribe on
the
iTunes.
link.
Subscribe on iTunes unless
Oh,
you
you've
already
just
have.
You've just ruined the end bit. But
Anyway, we'll get on that. Anyway, so
We'll do that at
there's
the
one
end as
more.
well.
one more bit of news. Come on.
One more news.
The Microsoft AR glasses, which I don't give a fuck about because whatever, and the streaming from Xbox One to a Windows 10 PC, which is very useful for those of us that have other halves that want the TV for their own selfish needs of watching television or whatever the shit people do on TVs apart from play video games, which is pretty rad. They also, I read this just before we came on. I was reading up on it because obviously, need to be informed.
That's our job.
But I read that they were looking into doing the reverse, like we talked about on Twitter and stuff, where they streaming Windows 10 games to the Xbox One. Now, obviously, if they don't get Valve on board, that's entirely useless to me because I don't buy anything except through Steam anyway, just because it's convenient. But if they do, that'd be swell. Fantastic. However, the reason I bring this up is because it's got the delicious, wonderful black hole density irony, because obviously he's not said anything for a while, and Peter Molyneux popped his head up out of a little hole and said regarding Microsoft's hollow glasses or whatever. I don't even know what they're called because I'm so fixated on what this HoloLens.
Can we have a slight moment of silence before you say this, though? Go on.
It's too good that Microsoft should not overpromise things. It's too fantastic. I'm sorry, but I just went into all kinds of rapture around it because it's got its own fucking singularity. It's so dense in irony. It's brilliant.
I belly laughed. I literally belly laughed when I read that.
I don't even know what context it's taken in. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Molyneux knew exactly what he was doing. He was just trolling. It was perfect.
I genuinely think he knows what he's doing all the time.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, I thought that he was just this kind of bumbling figure that kind of went around saying preposterous things that related to himself, and he wasn't self-aware. But this dude is fucking Skynet. He is so self-aware that he is just trolling he must live on it. It must be his life force. He must thrive on this stuff because he says the perfect things. He really does.
What was that clicky game that he made, right? That was brilliant. I don't care what anyone says. He got people to buy into an idea where you just click constantly, and people lapped it up because he made a promise. Everyone was going, "Oh, it's Peter Molyneux. There's nothing at the end of it if it's all bullshit." And it was, but people were still going click, 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 click for like days straight. He's
fascinating in it. I don't even know how to put it.
Do you know what? I want him to write a biography.
He'll probably
I want to
write
read
a
it.
biography.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, biography. What is going to buy a biography of Karl Marx?
Or get the Peter Molyneux biography written by Adam Capone.
Oh God.
Um,
Anyway, you were saying something.
Yes. My first. Oh, he does genuinely know what he's doing. I met Peter Molyneux, which was quite nice. He's a lovely guy.
I bet he is.
I went to the Develop conference a while back, and he basically got everybody. He was kind of building it up, and he was kind of the main person at the conference. He was kind of giving the equivalent of the headline slot. We've got Peter Molyneux, and it was just on the build up to Fable 2 coming out, and he gave us an exclusive demo, and he talked about the dog for an entire hour. He got all the developers in Britain to one room and went, "Look at the dog! Look at the dog!"
Brilliant.
And it was the most entertaining thing ever. There were press there. There was it just and look, it comes back, the dog as well. And I was like, you know what you're doing, Peter. You've literally just decided that you're just going to get everyone to go, oh, here's the dog. Yeah. Since then, I've been a big fan of the man. And
the notion that the overpromise is entirely engineered takes it off a little bit, but it's still. You've got to respect the man, because if he is just trolling the living shit out of the gaming community, then
he knew when he done that Project Milo thing. He knew that presentation was creepy. He knew there was something overly creepy about that presentation. He knew it was never going to see the light of day, and he knew that Kinect was a piece of crap. Yeah, he knew he could sell that.
Kinect.
He knew he could sell that to the world, and people would eat it up.
He fascinates me, and he's like, there's a large part of me that wants to go, you know, he's a clown shoe, he's hubris and all that kind of thing. But obviously, like we've talked about, there's that bit that says, no, this guy is playing. He's playing absolutely everybody.
You kind of want to go up to him, shake his hand, and just go, "Well done, sir."
Yeah,
just well done.
Fair play, whatever.
Yeah, he's all credit to the guy, but anyone who still falls for him is a little bit silly.
It's like wrestling. We know it's fake, but it's we're in on it. It's Peter Molyneux.
Would be an amazing wrestler. Let's
get he'll just talk people into submission. You will.
Okay,
you will lay down.
I guess
bamboozle people. This metal chair is not actually a metal chair. It's actually a super carbon fiber weave that will bounce off your head but leave your opponent stunned. It's like, no.
That's a magnificent conclusion. So what have we got coming up on the site this week?
What's going off, Brad?
We have hopefully some new writers joining us. I'm very excited about a couple of them, which is what?
Perhaps you want to give out your email address so more people can contact you.
Have you seen it? I'm dishevelled. Not at the moment. I'm dishevelled.
Just give out your email address because we want people to keep applying because we.
Or if you are interested, then you go to facebook.com/Gamestyle and leave us a comment on our Facebook page.
That would be nice. Please do that.
Or you can find us. Feedback. You can find us on Twitter @Gamestyle. You can find us on YouTube. I think we're at Gamestyle on there because I'm professional. We're on Twitch, Gamestyle1, because someone's already got Gamestyle for some reason, and we don't have the money to buy it because we're corrupt, because we don't get paid. We're corrupt. Seriously, check out that Hyperdimension review and the comments. They're brilliant. But yeah, we have plenty of people joining us. One I'm very excited about because we're going to get a monthly rundown of That Was the Month That Was, and it's going to be an angry rant most of the time, I believe. I'm looking forward to that. We're getting some experts on certain genres that are joining us, which is good. So there should be lots of good content coming, lots more articles. A few guys who want to do new podcasts, so we're hoping to have some more podcasts. Basically, screw you, Giant Bomb. We're bigger than Jesus. But the big.
It was nice while it lasted. It was nice.
To be fair, I don't want the Christians.
Good times. We'll look back on them fondly.
Yeah, you know what? I look forward to getting Nights back.
Yeah. You really want the Christians listening to us? I don't care. Sorry,
Yes,
Christians.
We do. Please stay.
We don't care who, male, female, whatever, hermaphrodite, black, white, Muslim, Christian, whatever, any race, any people. We love you.
Yeah, basically, find our reviews and leave us really nasty comments. We love it.
Yeah. Yeah. We like you all, apart from people who get really obsessive over pervy Japanese games.
Okay, right. What are we doing?
Right. We are on iTunes. You can subscribe to us on iTunes. Find us by searching Gamestyle on iTunes. You can subscribe to us, and if you subscribe to us as a lovely bonus, you also get to hear the lovely P and Dork Tunes, which is absolutely amazing, where he just gets some of the best
Composers,
video game music, composers. Yeah. He's got interviews galore coming up, and Pete is just fabulous to listen to.
If anyone's not listened to Dork Tunes but does listen to us, please also listen to Dork Tunes as well, because it is brilliant.
It's not even a shill, it is actually fantastic.
That is just us recommending it because it's good. Promise.
I listened to it before I was in Gamestyle, yeah.
So did I.
But yeah, no, it's cracking. No, and also getting an insight into the music on some of the games it's wonderful. It's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. But aside from that, we've got just reviews coming up. I've got a review coming up that I'm just dreading.
I cannot wait. Like I was waiting for Johnny's review on Hyperdimension, I'm waiting for this one because it's going to be great.
I might actually just do my review live next Wednesday rather than write it.
Oh, night off! Fantastic.
You can actually show the Vita on the screen.
No, I don't think. I think you're going to have to put lots of black boxes on the picture text and pictures of the review and stuff like that.
No, I don't know how I'm going to approach this after seeing some of the screenshots. I just really... Yeah.
For the benefit of people listening to us, we've all literally just got our heads in our hands.
We are. There isn't... Basically, no, I can't even put it into words because it just disturbs the living shit out of me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And look out for that review.
Yeah, look out for that because it's going to be epic.
See, why don't these games make the Daily Mail?
See,
why is it Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto? Why not criminal games?
Because people buy them.
When Persona 3 came out, not that it's a Persona game that you're reviewing, but when Persona 3 came out, I was surprised it didn't at least hit a column for the guns.
Shooting yourself in the head bit, yeah.
To bring Persona out, and I thought, oh, I hope that's going to be a bit close to Knuckle. Daily Mail have a field day with that.
No, that did. I believe that the only time I saw any discussion on that was on some crappy Channel 4, Channel 5 ITV morning discussion show where they mentioned video games, and someone brought up there's a video game where children are shooting themselves in the head to bring out specific personas, and children are going to copy that. To bring out
Satan in his demonic form or something.
Yes.
Just to remind our listeners, if you are one of our listeners, please don't shoot yourself in the head. We really appreciate you each month.
Yep. Of all the 20 people that watch this and listen to this, we appreciate your custom, as it were, although we don't actually get anything out of it. Apart from your company that we can't see, I'm not really selling it. I want to shut up now.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
We've gone on. We're done.
Yeah, we're done.
I'm Bradley, been joined by Steve, by Andrew. As always, it's been fun. Subscribe to us on iTunes. Bye.
Bye.
Toodles.